going live.
Hey everybody, this is the Comic Book Club, and today is Lobo Paramilitary Christmas. That was TM's choice, and we're going to have TM take her away.
All right. Would you be able to share my screen?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So we open up, and that we're talking a little bit about Christmas here.
Oh, right, real quick before you start, thank you, Patel, for the $2 super chat. Hello, Large Shack. I picked up a GSX 9.0. Let's drop the leg for him. Man, Patel is just going to drag me to my next YouTube paycheck by himself. I really appreciate you, bro.
Biggie.
There we go. All right. Thank you, Patel.
Luke?
There.
Where's Matt?
He's here.
There we go. Poor Matt.
All
I
right.
turned on the Christmas
Everybody
lights only to see that you can't see them.
Yeah, we're good now. TM, take her away, my friend.
Bring this up. So we have people singing in this house. We're a nice little house on the hill. It scares the crap out of me, though. I wouldn't live there. Looks like it's going to fall over. But
Yeah,
we have like them singing Christmas carols. We're introduced to these two horrid-looking people talking about what they're going to do, how they're going to have Christmas for their kids, and going back and forth. They're saying, well, who's going to do it? Are you going to go take care of them, or am I? Meaning, like, take care of.
Mhm.
And then next thing you know, there's a book that ends up showing up, and they go through it, and it comes up that says no job, no money, no prospects, no Christmas. And it goes into a little bit more. What can you do to prevent your death? The Lobo Xmas sanction, backed by a cast iron guarantee. I think this is a little cool. I really enjoyed this part, especially the next part where they're talking about like, oh, what does that say? And then they talk about the actual writer Keith Giffen. And so
Yeah.
it's like, no, not that part. So I really enjoyed that part. Then we get introduced to our main man. This is where the art kind of gets a little bit better. At the start, when first reading this a while back, I was like, why are they drawn like this? But it kind of goes with the story a little bit. They're supposed to look as bad as they are because they're terrible human beings. But we get Lobo, who is drawn pretty freaking well here. So all your heartthrobs, I know K-pop loves Lobo, and that anybody that says anything bad about Lobo, she'll come after. But yeah, and we come here, we see him coming into a bar, and I'm guessing it's a bar. Comes into the bar to meet his next client, who is, as you guys can see, the Easter Bunny. He's talking to him. He's like, "Oh, how do I know you? I know you from somewhere. Are you part of the Legion?" And he's like, "No. I'm the Easter Bunny in that." And he says he wants to get rid of not just him. There's a bunch of people that want to get rid of Santa Claus because he's taking over all the holidays. So he's just come to Lobo to take care of them. They come to an agreement. We get an awesome clip of his motorcycle, his bike outside. We come to it. He's like, "Ho ho ho! Let's go take care of Santa Claus." So we get
What's
a
with
little bit of
flying
panels
dolphins?
and stuff.
Quickly,
What's that?
can you go back one page? I just didn't get this one thing. What's with the flying dolphins?
The dolphins are a thing with Lobo. They're space dolphins. They live in space, and they're a thing with Lobo.
Okay,
If
I
you
was
read a
curious.
lot of Lobo, you'd know about the space dolphins.
Okay, I was just
Yeah.
curious. That was one thing I was like, what's going on with the dolphins? And I was curious.
It's kind of like how Star Wars has space whales. Yeah, Lobo has space dolphins.
Okay, Just curious. I don't read a lot of
Um,
Lobo. I think I've read about 3 or 4 Lobos in my life. So
we get to the North Pole, and that we see the factory. I'm gonna skip through just quickly through these to see he's setting a point. He's getting ready to take care of Santa. He sees that he's taking care of some of these little elves. I really like this page. It's very colorful. Not very well drawn, but it's still very colorful and very cool. Especially the Batman back there. You can see he looks not too happy. But we see that these elves are just they're working. They only get like a certain day off a year. They're willing to revolt because Santa Claus is not too nice to them either. But then you have them Lobo's coming in. He's like, this security sucks. Comes in, he blasts through everything just to get in here. Comes through, he's yelling. It's pretty straightforward what's happening here. And then I thought this was kind of funny. They're like, pop, pop, pop. And it's like, oh, what the hell? Like, they didn't do nothing. Then he just kind of destroys them all. Get a little bit of a gruesome moment here. This is where it's probably going to throw people off, and like people are into gruesome stuff. But like, if you guys read We 3, We 3 is a little bit worse than this. And that, but like these poor elves, they didn't deserve this. I'm just gonna say that Santa Claus was a dick. But this page actually reminded me a lot of I don't know why Skin Breakers, the new book by Robert Kirkman. It kind of looks like one of the characters there.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, he's just blasting through all of them. It's pretty straightforward. We even get the dog in there to take care of some of them, rip them apart, limb by limb, literally limb by. And yeah, he's like cha cha cha. Oh, I forgot to mention, he's actually singing at this point in time, so it's really fun. He sees you when you're sleeping. Help! Somebody help me! And then yeah, it's just he knows when you're awake. He knows if you've been bad or good. So be bad for badness' sake. And then he's like, at the end, he's like, cha cha cha. And then at this point, you're like, oh, he's just going to meet Santa Claus and the story will be done. But he ends up running into him here. And here's Santa Claus. The one thing I did not understand with this part here is why is it called? Why isn't it not an abominable snowman?
Yeah, it's weird that it's called.
It would make so much more sense. But Santa Claus looking rough and grizzled and looks like he has a tattoo there.
Because
maybe
if you know, okay, as somebody who's a big fan of Keith Giffen and has read a lot of his stuff over the years, Keith Giffen will throw in a gorilla whenever he gets a chance.
It's an homage to earlier DC stuff.
Exactly, it is.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
makes
figured
sense.
that was the reason for the gorilla, actually, strangely.
Yeah. I like Kong though. I'm a big fan of gorillas, and that I'm a big DC fan, so it goes. But I really wish they got the abominable snowman in here because it'd be cool to see. But we get this point. He goes back and forth with Lobo saying, "Oh, you're just gonna shoot an unarmed man in that? Let's go fisticuffs. Let's go fight between the two of us and stuff. We'll each have a weapon in that." They go head to head, and that they're fighting and stuff. Lobo literally knocks out his eye. Cut off, but yeah, we come to the point where he actually cuts off Santa's head. So are you guys filled with Christmas spirit yet? So we get through that, and you think the book is done at that point, but no, he's just like, no, let's go see this naughty and nice list. I have control over this. You even have some of the penguins being like, should we go home now? Go home to our family? Like, cementing more of the fact that Santa Claus is not a good guy. So he gets loaded up and stuff. He's gathering some stuff up, seeing who's naughty and nice, grabs all the stuff, gets it together. Oh, I do want to point out, he literally kills Rudolph.
Yeah.
He takes care of Rudolph because Rudolph doesn't want to do his sleigh, so he kind of does the little Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer type of song at this point, and it's hilarious because he changes up the words again. And yeah, and then like it shows later on because it's like the one reindeer is like, why should we listen? And that is like, dude, do you really want to die? So they get up, they get some packages onto the thing, and nuke. He's just like, ah, Merry Christmas, you filthy animals. Drop some nukes. It's Kong. See, it would be so much cooler if that was an abominable snowman. Just saying.
1, 2, 10.
So, and then you see that these guys are reading the book and stuff, guaranteed that it'll happen. And then at the end, it says, this book, good for only one read. Poof, done. So he's like, ah, shoot, I have to go take care of the kid. Then it's finished. Merry Christmas, Padres. Ho, ho, fraggin' ho. I love how the dog is also smoking a cigar and giving it. And that was Lobo's paramilitary Christmas.
Okay.
How many other people went and read this book and thought, oh no, oh no.
All right, so I'm gonna start off with the cover, and then I'll get into other stuff as I get into it. This is a cover that I've been after for a while. I could never find it at a good price and stuff. Found it, was happy about it. I don't have a lot of Christmas covers, a lot of covers with Santa on it, but it's just cool having Lobo, or I guess you can call him Jason Momoa, on a cover with Santa Claus. And it's a nice purple cover. For this, I'm going to give 4. Now, art inside was not the best. There was some fun things in it, colorful at times. Some of the people were drawn weird, but I think that it was supposed to be drawn that way. And stuff. Like most of the characters that were really not that cool and stuff. It kind of reminded me a little bit of Sam Keith in a way.
Oh yeah.
With some of the art inside, a lot of it.
Very similar style.
But I liked how Santa was drawn. I liked how Lobo was drawn. But some of the art, when you get into it, even further into it, you see the background kind of art and stuff. It wasn't drawn that well. But the colors were good. So for that, I'm still going to give it a high score for 3. I still think it deserves a 3 in that. It's probably the worst thing in the book in my opinion. And story was that's what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be a fun, silly story, Christmas-esque story. There was another book that I was gonna bring for today. It was one of DC's best Christmas stories, but like it's 5 stories and over 100 pages. So I was like, no, I'm not gonna pull an Allen. So for this story, like, was it mean-hearted? Yes, it was mean-hearted, but it was still a fun read, and that you get the aspect of Lobo. This is what you're gonna expect from Lobo in the DC universe as well. For anybody that doesn't know who Lobo is, there were some aspects I didn't like about the book. Like, I didn't like the family. Like, they're just like, yeah, we can't handle Christmas, so let's just go handle our kids. That I didn't like. But other than that, Santa's always become, like, in a lot of stories, he's either good or bad, or a badass. And in this, he's a pretty terrible person, if you think it. So for that, I will give the story 3.5.
Okay.
And I'm gonna hand it over to the guy below me.
Oh, you got to do overall.
Oh, me. Oh, you
Over-
gotta do a roll.
Overall, I really like this book, so I'm gonna give it 4.
Okay. Cool.
One sec here. I'm just looking something up here.
Thank you, TM.
One sec here. Okay, I was just looking up something. Okay, so for me, I know where they were trying to be. They were trying to be subversive with this book and try to do something kind of anti-Christmas and just sort of be silly. And sometimes that can work. I can give you a good example of where it worked. If you watched, I think it was Mad TV that did this, where they did Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer and like the Christmas elf. But it was like but if that story was told by what's the guy that did Casino?
De Niro.
Booyah! Pacino.
No, the director.
Oh,
Scorsese.
Scorsese.
Oh,
You know how he's always ultra violent and stuff like that.
yeah.
But then they did with the claymation characters, and in his like claymation characters meets Scorsese. Okay, it's like it was really interesting. Okay, so it was a funny gag that they did where it was over the top violence. You know, Rudolph was an enforcer. You know, it was like over the top and silly. This didn't have that comedic humor to it in a way. It tried to with the songs and stuff like that, and I get it. But for me, the humor just didn't land, and that so it's one of those risky things when you do these kind of subversive things where you try to make like go extreme on one side. You're like, oh ha ha, we killed the kids. Oh ha ha, we have to take care of the kids. Oh, we killed all these innocent elves that were being like sweat labor to the evil Santa. You know, in theory, that could have been funny. It could have been done well, but what made the Rudolph story that I told you work with the Scorsese stuff was that you have this sort of juxtaposition thing where you have the claymation looking sweet and cute and then going extreme. It's sort of like why South Park works. South Park works by these, you know, kids that are swearing and doing crazy stuff.
Yeah.
Where you have that sort of, you know, innocent mix with not so innocent. The artwork was crude, the humor was crude. There was no, you know, it didn't kind of work. I get where they were going, but it just didn't work, if that makes sense. And for me, that's why I'm a little bit critical of this book. So I'm actually a big Simon Beasley fan, and he was the artist in this book. So his artwork for the most part. But in this case, it didn't really work. I just didn't find that it worked for carrying the story. So for me, the cover I thought was actually good. I give the cover like a 3. It's better than average. I'd say it sort of stands out. You know, kind of a rememberable cover. The interior art just didn't work for me. And it was like things were a little bit disproportional. Even that one panel where you first see Lobo, he's very disproportional. It just kind of looks kind of weird. You know,
he always is though. In everything.
Yeah, he's overly big. Anyways, you're right. So, but my point is, some things, you know, I could see that he was doing it very stylized. It kind of reminded me of something else, like some animation, like some animation thing.
Ren and Stimpy.
No,
Ren and Stimpy.
Not Ren and Stimpy, but some other one where it's like, you know, showing kind of kids being adults being kind of like dirty and grimy looking. But yeah, I can't remember it. But But the point is, I thought that the artwork, I could see that he was being very stylized, and it was done deliberately, that he was, making it look kind of crude and rough looking. Again, I think it was the wrong way to go. I would have rather cutesy. If it was cutesy, it would have been kind of more funny. But so for me, the artwork kind of was a big miss. So I give the artwork actually a 2. Now for me, because everything didn't work, the story I felt like I could see that there was elements. I could see where they were going with things, like the Easter Bunny worrying about Santa Claus infringing upon his territory in terms of the holiday spirit. And Santa being not this jolly guy, but being a sweatshop owner, basically. And I could see that they were kind of playing on things and kind of being subversive, but for me, it just didn't work. The writing, something about it was just a little bit off. I felt like I'll give the writing a 1.5. I'm really sorry. So it just didn't work for me. And it's not like that it couldn't have worked. I just think it didn't work. And then overall, I'm going to give this book, I'll give it slightly better than that 1.5. I'll give it a 2 overall. And sorry, I'm a little bit rough on it, but it just didn't work for me. It's like some books, you like, some books you didn't like. So this one I just didn't like. Didn't appeal to me.
No, it's to be expected. People hit me up and was like, "Yeah, it's your pick today. Oh, Alan doesn't like your books, so he's gonna rate them low."
But I mean, I think it's, as I said, it could have worked. There's things that they could have done that could have made it work, but it didn't work for me. And I could see I mean, they were really trying with the humor. Just,
I mean, we do kind of pop shot his golden age quite a bit, so. It's not that. It's just that we have different tastes on what comic books are sometimes, right?
Yeah. So it's this one, I think it could have worked too. Like there was I feel like if they had done things slightly differently, it just seemed very mean spirited the whole way through. Like at the end, he bombs everybody, naughty or nice, doesn't matter. He kills everybody. The parents killing their kids. Killing kids for a laugh is not that funny. Sorry.
No. By the way, I would like to point out that somebody took the time to make a free movie cinema out of this story on YouTube.
Really? I'll have to check it out.
Wow. I want to see that.
Maybe that'd be interesting to watch.
It's 13 minutes and 28 seconds long.
And it's like animated?
It's live action.
Live action.
Yes.
Wow.
Dude, okay. Alan, I couldn't believe how many people, a lot of people hit me up and are like, they've read this story. Like, this is a more popular story than I knew. So, yeah, it's weird.
No, I actually have this book in my collection. I just never read it.
A lot of people I know, I didn't expect them to have known about it, but they're all like, yeah, that was a good one, Biggie. I'm like,
because it was like Santa, it was a famous one because Santa gets murdered in it, basically.
And that's probably what turns on a lot of people about it.
Yeah. So I'll pick Matt to go after me. Like, I'll figure Matt is a little bit more balanced than I am. I'm
Thank you.
You would think so. You would think so. And the fact that this was done by one of my favorite comic creators of all time, Keith Giffen, you'd think that I'm going to go easy on it, but I'm not.
Oh.
And the reason is Keith Giffen has always been a surrealist. Always. Okay? That's first and foremost. When he does it with Ambush Bug, I find it hilarious. When he does a little bit of surrealism with the Legion of Superheroes, it makes for interesting reading. What he's doing here with Lobo also shows he's not with his regular writing partner.
Mm-hmm.
They went in a completely different direction. And I think they tried to be cute and they tried to be funny and didn't quite get there. Having said that, there are interesting parts of the story.
Yeah.
Okay. To give an example of the surreal, the fact that these guys are talking about killing their family and all of a sudden the book shows out of the blue. Okay, that is an absolute non sequitur that just makes the story whatever, and that is so Keith Giffen. So basically, the other thing that I want to point out is that was Giffen's art style at the time. He used that style. He was very influenced by a few Argentinian artists that came out at the time, and he used that style when he was doing more of his surreal savant stuff. So, but he tended to only do very quick pencils, like the plotting thing, and then everybody else would follow. So he didn't get credited for the pencils for this book. So let's get right into it. The cover, I give the cover a 2. I like the concept. The concept is great. The colors are great. The art is not appealing to me. Lobo needs to look cool. He doesn't look that cool in there. He looks like a dirty hobo, not and people will make the argument, well, he is a dirty hobo. Yes, but you can still draw him better. Interior art. There was some art that looked like they brought in a guest artist, but they didn't. I looked it up because I was like, this has to be somewhere else. So that page that TM showed with the Batman on it and all that other stuff, I thought that was somebody else. It may have been, but they weren't credited for it if it was. So that makes it, that actually I found distracted from the story slightly. But I did like Santa sitting there in the chair, like I'm the king of the world. I liked the Easter Bunny drunk, because the way they drew him, it was like, look at me. So it had some appealing parts. So I'm actually going to give the interior art a 3.
Right.
And then number for the writing, again, I get Keith Giffen, I get his surrealism, and I know what he was trying to do. But realistically, I'm trying to look at this not as a fan, but on the open mind. So I have to go with a 3 on the writing.
Okay, what was the inside art? I'm sorry.
3.
3 and a 3 on the writing.
Yeah.
Got it.
So I'm going to give the book a slightly better 3.5 for the sum of its parts. It's still a Keith Giffen book. It went a little more extreme than he usually does, but I mean, it's a Lobo book, so that they were trying to do something different because he didn't want it to just be another ambush bug book. So, by the looks of it, so those are my scores. I really don't have a lot of opinions on this book per se. It's just a book. I read it, and it was better than I expected, but it's not one that I'm necessarily going to put on my reading list again. You're up, Miggy.
Okay. Well, all right. So I appreciate to the point books. I appreciate whenever I only have to read it it was a quick read. It was like 7-10 minutes reading. Bam, boom, pow, done. I got some kicks out of the art. I felt like it was a Lobo universe Christmas story. Paramilitary Christmas for Lobo. And, the parents did look a little wonky, but that's in Lobo's perspective of parents. This is Lobo's life. This is how Lobo, he was a bad kid. He never got nothing for Christmas. He's like, Santa Claus is a prick, blah, blah, blah. Okay. I had no issues. I had no issues with, this is Lobo's perspective, and Santa Claus was pretty tough. He was tough, and Lobo was a little tougher, so I guess if I was going to nitpick, I'd say the book could have finished where he killed Santa and it didn't, and then it could have finished somewhere else and it didn't. It was kind of like 3 endings at the end. It could have finished here, it could have finished there, it could have finished there. But to me, it was a classic. Merc goes to the North Pole, kills Santa, and then gives out the presents. So this story isn't a one-time told story. This is done over and over and over. As far I think it is. I don't know. So for me, I mean, ain't Jack Kirby or Joe Kubert or freaking anybody classical artist style, but I'm gonna give it a 3.5. I'll give it a 3.5 for the cover. 3.5. Inside art, I'm gonna give it a 3.25. Story, I'm gonna give it a 3.5. And overall, I am glad I read it. I don't know much about Lobo, but I felt like that was a good Lobo. I've actually read more Trencher than Lobo, and I think Trencher came after Lobo. Very similar. Very, very similar. If you never read Trencher, I'd say check it out.
Yeah, Trencher's also by Giffen. So
okay, that's why. Yeah, just like it. And I love Trencher, and I like this. It's kind of like an outlaw indie kind of bootleg, smaller comic kind of company deal to me. It felt like, using classical characters and making them your own. So, yeah, I'm going to go 3.75. It was a decent Christmas special. I think it was a good one, and a lot of people I've talked to enjoyed it, and I kind of agree with them. So those were my scores, and we can come all together and talk about it.
All right.
2.5. 14. The lucky number 14.
Yeah.
48 is the total, it looks like.
Yeah, I see that. So I will be right back.
I was good.
Yeah, I went in 93 like last time, but I did all right. So who was the highest scorer? I was second.
TM was
14. TM had a 14.5. Matt had a 11.5, and Alan had an 8.5. So that was our ranking.
It was spread.
Yeah. Thank you everybody for watching. Yeah, you're right. Let's laugh. It's rinse and repeat, but still, yeah, it's like it's not. It didn't do anything I didn't expect. I kind of. Go ahead, Matt.
So it came out to 60%.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the top one on the second page. So it's pretty low.
It's like in the lower half. Kind
Yeah.
of top the lower half. Okay, yeah. No, I thought it might have scored a little better, but
15th from the bottom.
All right, that's not the worst.
So it's not the worst we've read, but it's not the.
No.
I think me and TM kind of had the same. I don't know why you and I know you've read more Lobo, Matt, but this is in a Lobo universe. What did they mess up?
Oh, well, it's a case of it was a personal thing. I didn't like the storyline about the family killing their kids.
Killing the kids.
That kind of threw me off a little bit. And you take that out.
Okay.
And I would have given that book a higher score because it was an unnecessary. It was an unnecessary ad. That's 4 pages.
Well, they were like criminal. Bad.
Same with the ending. The same with the ending where you say there were 3 endings and da-da-da. Okay. I have to admit, though, I really got a kick out of the Penguins.
I did like the
Penguins actually said that they were going back home to the South, which I thought was interesting. I was like, why are there penguins in the North Pole? And then
because
they said that they had to go home.
It was cool to see the Penguins back up Lobo.
I actually like that. That was one thing I liked.
I want to see what's going on. I got nothing to go home to.
yeah. I wish I could have gone for more penguins. Kids love penguins.
And the fact that he took the gorilla and used him was hilarious too.
See the parents killing the kids was kind of that kind of humor back then, and they don't have to be wholesome parents. They look at the art of the parents.
Oh, I know.
They were like grimy parents, It didn't really get to me that much, I guess.
Maybe
yeah,
it's
we're in a bad world with that.
Rolled out, like
it makes sense because the parents killed the kids, right? What did Lobo do at the end? He fucking nuked everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, all the naughty list anyway.
Yeah.
He said he even got the nice ones too.
Yeah. because you know that
So-
see that is a Lobo thing. It was the family that it's because if Lobo had wiped out the family, yes, I'm not surprised Celia's here. She's a big Lobo fan as well.
I liked it. Gotham. I thought it was good.
Like as I said, the main story was okay. The fact that the Easter Bunny would hire somebody to kill Santa Claus, that's
I
the
thought was
surreal,
cool.
that's the surreal silliness that I like from Keith Giffen.
And it's
then
not
so
just the
ultimately-
Easter Bunny. The Easter Bunny is the one that showed up. Like there was like other people. Like they were like, yeah, we've had a meeting, and like
Yeah.
everybody wants him gone.
Probably the Tooth Fairy and the Leprechaun that you know.
Yeah. I mean that actually I didn't mind. There was parts
That's what
that
I'm
I thought were
That is the Keith Giffen I like, the surreal, weird shit to start. You know.
cool. Mhm.
You guys are focusing on the stuff that you hate too much. Now look at the stuff that
Yeah,
you like.
what's
The
your
music was
opinion
good.
is about it?
The
You got to immerse
of that-
yourself in that
I didn't like
world.
when he murdered all the poor elves. The elves, like they attacked and they attacked in the most wimpy form. Like
Well, they
That
were
was
trying to
pretty
kill him
pitiful.
too. So
what? They
They were
shot
trying to
at
kill
him
him,
with
too.
pop guns. They're like the kind that just has a little string and the pop thing at the end. It's
yeah,
just
I
like,
don't think they knew that they were going to be shooting with those. I think Santa put them up to that.
no. It was
Santa's
like
just like, yeah, you guys can have guns. You can have these fake guns.
I did like the part again, like TM. If there weren't parts I liked, then my scores would have been a lot lower.
Your
It's
scores weren't
simple.
that bad, Matt. You didn't.
I was
Okay.
the one that-
I love the fact they're like, wow, nobody's breached the fence before. What do we do?
Yeah.
You know, the elves
Yeah,
were
'cause nobody
completely
was
like-
ever that stupid enough to do it. Lobo is.
And the comment about he gives away
Wow.
toys once a year just to make up for the shit.
yeah,
he does.
that I thought was cool. Yeah.
That's the hilarious.
See, again,
crap.
I think if they like, as I said, it could have worked. It was like on the verge of working on so many things.
Yeah.
The songs when he was murdering them, that was kind of cool. As I said, if it had been done cutesy way, like where you have that kind of, like,
I don't know if Keith Giffen can do cute.
I know, but it would have worked. It's sort of like how Stray Dogs worked.
Simon Beasley and Keith Giffen on a holiday special. It's like it's just a good, and I think people have nostalgia for this book. Like, there's a lot of people that really enjoyed it, and it hits a spot. So,
Yeah,
I
got
think
a
there are a
few
lot of
messages
Christmas
after
specials don't work, and this one,
interview.
this one did okay for a Christmas special. Like, I got a lot of Christmas specials. Gwenpool's okay. This story kind of sticks to you a little bit. It's kind of like eating a thick, hearty meal or something. But to me, it is at least. It felt like a Lobo world. But all right, who's next? I think you're up, right, Matt?
I am, and I have decided to go with Superman 242
Oh,
from 1971. This is the book that comes out just before my birthday. This is the month before.
happy
But
birthday.
it's a pretty cool Superman versus Superman book. There are 3 stories in this. I just want you to read the one that's the cover. It's the first one. The other 2 are reprints, and they're obvious reprints because they're older looking. So this is the book, Superman 242.
Right.
This is the storyline that begins with the kryptonite turning to iron where he eats it, and this is the finale.
Oh, wow.
So
Is there anything we need to know going into this book?
it is the end of about 7 issues of things going on. It's a 7-issue story, but you don't need to read those to know what's going on
Okay.
because there is enough flashbacks in the story that you get the idea of what's going on. So
Okay.
plus,
All right.
if you like Jumpsuit Wonder Woman, she's in the book.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes it.
That
Awesome.
was why Alan didn't like it. Remember what I told you, Tim? Not enough good girls.
There was no sexy girls in the whole story.
I knew it.
Where are the sexy girls?
There was not one.
Like
Not
I
one.
read one of the other
It needed to be
Lobos
in
that
the
I
story to
read
make
was,
it good.
There was one good girl. He would have loved it.
yeah, there was a Lobo that I read that had like it was Lobo's swimsuit something special or something like that. And that was
Yeah.
actually funny. He was like a judge of a beauty contest and they were all wearing skimpy swimsuits, and it's the one where the cover is him naked and the barcode is right
Oh,
Oh
yeah.
yes, the Lobo one. Yes,
Yes.
yes.
That's actually quite funny. It's like,
Celia just showed that one on her channel not too long ago. Yeah.
I did a video about Lobo Cartoon 2000s, and I think it was crazier than this book. Callie says, good review, fellas. Heading over to Matt's for the Scrooged episode. Looking forward to watching more episodes. Thank you. So you guys know this book, right?
Yes, that's the Superman Red, Superman Blue.
It's the first
Oh.
blue and red Superman. I've been kind of wanting this book for a little bit.
It's a good story. It really is.
I've had this book before, and I didn't know the significance. It's kind of went up in value, and I
It
kind of
is
want to.
one of the first. It is one of the first imaginary stories when they, how they go out of canon and do things a little
So
differently.
is he married to Lana Lang? Is that who that is?
Yeah, he splits into two.
And he marries Lois
Superman
and
Red
Lana.
and Superman. And so yes, Blue marries Lana and Red marries Lois.
That would make sense because Red is usually the evil one, right?
Yes, well,
Marries Lois. But they get Crypto.
Yep.
Crypto decided to go back because where they are is a new Krypton that they created in the story. So they decide Supergirl goes to the new Krypton as well. She doesn't stay on Earth.
Oh, interesting.
So I think this week was 10 books you're thankful for. I'm still going to do that. I just did my Heroine Super Women covers top 10, but I'm going to get my thankful in next. And for me, I'm going to be doing Friday night. We're doing a bring your favorite books from this year that you've collected, and you've gotten A-OK to however you got them. Just this year books. And we'll show off our favorite books. We'll each take turns and talk about our favorite pools this year. And that's it for Collector Club. Me and Tim's going to be back with a Hot 5 speculation. And that's it. I'd like to say thank you to TM. He did a very sweet and nice promo for the Biggie Shack channel. I really appreciate that from you, TM. And what you got going on, TM?
Well, I'm going to get back in the groove of things, and I'm going to drop maybe tomorrow. It has to be tomorrow. The top 10 kids on a cover. I'll drop that tomorrow, and that and gather those up. That's this week, and then
that's not till
I thought it was this Friday.
Friday. Yeah, Friday. But tomorrow's Thursday.
Well, I know, but that's why I asked. What was the theme this week?
Yeah,
when I asked you guys, you guys both told me it was kids on a cover.
That's the right thing. You spoiled
but we don't do it till Friday.
For millions of people.
Well, that's what I mean. I asked what was this week's.
They told you to one ahead of time on accident.
Yeah. And you both told me that it was kids on a cover, so that's why I was going to do kids on a cover.
No, we got to do thankful books. Top
thankful
10
books is from last.
I forgot to tell you. I remembered last night. My bad.
Sorry about that, TM. I misunderstood.
Yeah.
Wait, was TM done?
I thought he was.
No, I'll do the thankful covers. So it's covers that you're thankful for?
This thankful that you have them in your collection kind of idea.
Yes.
Okay, I'll do those. Sorry for the surprise for next week, but you guys can all get ahead of the game and post them. But post them after 11:45 a.m. Eastern on Friday. Let Alan do it first.
Thank you.
And go watch the video I did. I do have something coming in the mail from Cali Comics. I have something coming in the mail from Rad Art N Comics. So I'll be doing some like unboxing videos for them. I know some people out there don't like unboxing videos and stuff, and that they don't like seeing cool comics. But to me, those people just don't like comics.
Exactly.
That's a good point, Tim. Yeah.
So that's what I'm doing actually. So tomorrow is my very first video from my most current unboxing. I'm calling it the Grails unboxing. There's going to be it's going to be 18 parts. I can tell you right now, I've recorded the first 10 parts. There's not many Grails in the first 10 parts, even though I call it the Grail unboxing. There's a lot of cool books. They're like semi-big books, like $200 to $300 range, but no Grails. At the end, though, the last few episodes, it's like 7 major Grails, and then maybe 2 or 3 smaller grails. Like when I say major grails, I'm talking like, the Black Cat one, and a couple of big ones. So it's going to be a pretty cool unboxing series. I get into a lot of history. There is one controversial video that I recorded based on one of the comics that I show, which I'm worried that people are going to flame me for, but I give a pretty good explanation. It should be a good series. So that starts tomorrow. Other than that, I'm doing my Friday hangout, and then hopefully, if I'm feeling up to it, I'll do both shows with and get on to Biggie's. I missed going on Biggie's last week. I was feeling under the weather.
Okay, man.
I really wanted to go actually, but my brain was toast. It was like dead.
It's a lot. It's a lot, Alan. I really appreciate you trying, man. If you can. But you're here for book club, and you always got a spot.
Yeah, but so I'm looking forward to that Friday show with you as well. So it should be a good one. So that's it for me. Good.
Well, next Tuesday I have on my comic talk show. I've got Cram Bradley coming. He joined us. He joined Steppo and I on the and Lyle on the Superman show a couple weeks back. He's got one heck of a Superman collection. So I decided I'd bring him on to see what else he's got. On Tuesday, he's coming on, and he's what we're all looking for. He's a younger person who's into collecting comics. So we do everything we can to encourage that. He's in his early 20s, so we're very happy to see that going. I've got a video dropping tomorrow. I'm hoping to make it Friday to both your shows. It really depends if this throat of mine stops acting up.
Yeah, hopefully you'll feel better soon.
Because I do make it, but I have to drink a lot of water between shows. So, so that's going on. There's no Superman this week, but the week after, I have Steven coming on, and I have Mark Mueller coming on. We're going to do something a little different with the Superman show. I'm not going to get into it now, but it's going to be a very interesting one. So if you're all around on the 14th of December, stop by on the show, on the Superman show.
All right. 14th, baby. That's one of my favorite days. I got one more little tidbit for y'all for the Moral Biggie Shack channel. So a good friend, Comic Head 84, he calls them torpedoes. It's an AOK he sent to me. But for some reason, he says, I got to have him on and D and Man Cave on when I open it. They got to be there when I open it. So I feel like this is a little bit more than an average AOK. And it's supposed to be Saturday. So knowing my postal service is probably going to be Monday. But I got to somehow synchronize those guys. And hopefully you guys can come see what we got. And it'll be coming soon.
Sounds great.
Yeah. Really thank you guys. Catch us Friday, Thursday, every other day. We do a lot of content. I really appreciate everybody that comes and joins. Shout out to D. D gets busy. He comes when he can, Next week we're doing Matt's 252.
242.
242.
Superman 242.
Mm-hmm.
It's a Neil Adams cover, if that helps.
It does help. Helps a lot. I love Superman versus Superman covers, so looks great. And to the people watching on TM's channel, thank you guys for tuning in too. And we'll see y'all later. # enjoy.
Big Biggie. 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 Big Biggie.
All right.